What up, wrestling fans? FaceManBuddha. It is Wednesday, September 23rd, 2015. Wednesday night NXT review. It was an overall decent show. Pretty much enjoyed it. It wasn't anything amazing, but I actually enjoyed it more than Raw. But anyway, the show started today with Eva Marie. Yawn. She is being primed to be the new Nikki Bella. I hear rumors are that they want Eva Marie to win the the women's championship from Bayley, potentially, in NXT, which would be really crappy for Bayley because Bayley's an actual wrestler, and being that she's been down there for 3 years and then finally won, they have to give it up in a couple months to the likes of Eva Marie, who is more of a TNA model with her fake boobs, much like Nikki, a lack of skills, although Nikki is like a polished pro compared to Eva. You still have to take in consideration that Eva Marie has only been wrestling, quote-unquote wrestling, for a couple of years, and Nikki has almost 10 years under her belt like her sister. I think they've been in WWE for about 8.5, 9 years, and people contend how wonderful Nikki is. Well, for someone who's been in it for almost that length of time, she relatively sucks, because anyone could improve in an 8 or 9 year span, and most people would surpass her. And you could look at Charlotte, who's only been wrestling about 3 to 5 years, half the time. Has surpassed her. Same thing with Sasha, same thing with Bayley and Emma. Pretty much any of the wrestlers that can actually wrestle in NXT have been in the business for less time than either of the Bellas and can out-wrestle either of them easily. But having said that, Eva Marie, comes out. She comes out to smattering of boos, and these aren't boos of heat of, wow, she's a hated villain. These are boos of, like, we just don't like you, get lost. There's a difference between that the good type of heat where you don't like the heel and the heel is getting good heat because you don't like the heel, or you're getting booed because people absolutely cannot stand you as a wrestler and do not want to see you, which is what's happening with her, a lot like Nikki. But Eva Marie gets a ton of boos. So she came out. There was a video promo of her thanking the ref from the last match that she was in for counting correctly and realizing that she had pulled up her shoulder, which is a complete bald-faced lie, because they showed the video prior to that, just before she was talking, and you saw that she didn't pick up her shoulder, and that was talked about by a lot of wrestling YouTube channels. And I mentioned it, that she forgot to kick out, or she forgot to, when I say kick out, I mean pick up her shoulder off the mat when she was wrestling. I don't know, whoever she was wrestling. I forgot who she was wrestling. That Aussie girl, there were two that debuted that night. It was the taller one in a pink outfit, and who actually did well. She wasn't great, but she actually did well for her first match. She was fine. I think she wrestled a lot better than Eva. She actually can wrestle. And Eva forgot to pick her shoulder up, and the ref really pretty much put his hand down on the third count, but didn't slap it down, and then said, oh, she got her shoulder up, which was a lie, and the fans started booing. The Aussie girl played it off well, and she goes, that was three, so she played it off well to get, heat on the ref about it, but everyone booed Eva. I'm surprised they didn't chant, you fucked up. If that was in a WWE ring, they would have chanted, you fucked up, meaning Eva Marie. So anyway, she forgot to kick out. So she stands there in this promo saying how thankful she is that the ref caught her. I thought it was very stupid. Didn't make any sense. I guess they felt they should address it. My opinion is they should have not addressed it and just forgotten about it, like so many other things. Why address and illuminate something that was clearly something she forgot to do? Nevertheless, she had a match with Carmella, the hottest diva in the ring, as she says. Bada bing, the hottest diva in the ring. How you doing? I like her little catchphrase. She's cool. I hope she gets better. She's got a ways to go, but I like her personality. I hope she gets better wrestling and then eventually gets called up, but she needs some work, so NXT will be good. Eventually, she should get the championship before she comes up to the main roster, just like Bayley should be coming up to the main roster. But I think Bayley's going to be holding on the title until December, because it was a promo about them making a tour, and that Bayley has they said Bayley, the champion, will be here, and it was in December, but that's subject to change. But I think they're going to have Bayley stay down in NXT for a little while. Maybe they'll bring her up after December 31st, like January 1st or 2nd, or that first Raw in January. Maybe they'll bring her up. I hope she comes up before that. She deserves to. So, Marie, it wasn't a very good match. I thought Carmella was, fairly good in it. I will give Marie credit. She had two nice suplexes. But when you've been supposedly training for a year, you should be able to do a suplex. But I'll give her that. She had two nice suplexes. Other than that, there really wasn't anything special she did. The match didn't get much from the audience other than boos toward Eva Marie, and Marie won her yet another match, or won this match, by literally grabbing Carmella's tights in the front and throwing her headfirst through the ropes, and Carmella landed on the ground. She was supposedly smacked her head against the metal grating, which she really did not, and that basically made her comatose, and she lied there for the count out of 10, and Eva Marie is now an undefeated champion. So again, they are going the Nikki Bella route with Eva Marie. It's annoying, it's depressing, it really sticks my craw, as they would say, or itches my ass, whatever expression you want to use, because Triple H is running NXT, and for him to do this is just, I wonder if Vince is in his ear in that, or he's making Vince happy, or I don't know if Carmella's, blowing someone, or riding someone, or taking it from someone. I don't know why they want to cultivate her to be the next Nikki Bella. I don't know why they think fake tits and a ton of makeup sell, when the fans for the past 9 years have been rebelling against the Bellas, don't even care about them, and they seem to be making the same mistake with Eva. But I guess they think she's going to be a great wrestler like Nikki, but they think Nikki's a great wrestler. Anyway, the other thing about this, during the match, Corey Graves, who I like very much, he was selling Eva, which he had to do, and talking about how great she was and how she's undefeated. And, I understand his role, and he has to do it. But to me, it's just, again, the WWE/NXT corporation pushing people, conditioning people, brainwashing people, and telling them what they should be thinking, just like they did with Nikki. These parallels between these two are identical. Enough talk about them. Anyway, after that, there was a promo video about TakeOver on October 7th, about the main event between Sasha and Bayley. So it should be really cool. The poster looks good too, so that's going to be a great event. I wish it was in Brooklyn this time. I'd probably try to go, even though I'm poor. I really should have went the time that they were here in Barclays Center. I was going to go. I could have gotten tickets early, and I'm just poor, and I didn't do it. But I really regret it, because that was the match I wanted to see. It was the only reason why I really wanted to go. I wanted to kind of splurge or charge and try to get good seats, but I couldn't afford to spend like $200 or $300. I figured the seats would be at least $200 to try and get near the ring if I could even get lucky. But I should have done it, because it would have been great to have seen this. But anyway, third match was Bull Dempsey and them chanting bullfit, meaning the fans, because I don't know, I wouldn't call it music, but when he comes out, they go bull. Bull. It's really not music, but they chant bull, and then the fans go fit, so it's bull fit, which is pretty funny. He took a match against Tyler Breeze. Again, the fans were chanting bullfit throughout the match. Tyler Breeze wins using the roll up. Uses the ropes, puts his feet on the ropes and pins Bull Dempsey for the win. It was a short match. I think the fans were decently into it. I like how Bull is starting to get over. I think he should keep going with it. The fans like it. They should make t-shirts that are called Bullfit, whatever. But that was cool. Then there was another promo about the NXT tour in Texas. They visited 3 different areas in Texas: Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, and they're going to be doing Dallas, which will be the WWE, not NXT, on Monday. Although maybe next Tuesday they'll be in Dallas, who knows. But this coming Monday, and WWE will be in Dallas, Texas. Then the 5th thing that happened was the in-ring promo with Regal being in the ring and introducing Asuka, or Kana. You could say Asuka, or you could say Asuka. Japanese would be Asuka. It's Asuka, but when you get, Japanese people would say Asaka. So anyway, whatever, whether you want to say Azuka or Asuka. He introduced her at Kana. They showed the new name. She came out. She was very excited. I thought it was very cute, because you could tell she was really excited to be there. Her English isn't that great, but you have to realize she's coming from Japan, where I think she spent her whole life, and she speaks limited English, but that's a scary thing for anyone, to go to another country and being in front of a crowd that you can't really talk to and speak to. And she seemed to be a little bit giddy in the sense of just being very happy. She said she was very happy to be in NXT. She was chanting, or getting the fans to chant NXT. She said she wanted to come over to be the new women's champion in NXT, which I'm sure they will make her. I think she's going to do well. I haven't seen her wrestle, but I've heard a lot of great things about her, about how well she can wrestle. So it was really cool. However, after she signed her contract and Regal gave his John Hancock on it, Emma and Dana came out, interrupted. They both wore their prostitute outfits, skin-tight dresses, 5-inch, excuse my language, fuck me pumps, tons of makeup. Emma's wearing about 20 pounds of makeup on. That's just me. I don't care for women that wear 30 pounds of makeup. But anyway, and you don't have to dress like that. But anyway, they came out. Of course, that's the character. They came out, interrupted, told her to get out of the ring. They basically chased her out of the ring. She kind of walked out with her head down. Excuse me, kind of like Daniel Bryan-esque when he was defeated and getting, the fans to go, oh, come on, Daniel, But then before she left, she turned around and looked at them and started to smile. So she showed that kind of warrior in her, which was cool. The fans kind of cheered a little bit and she walked off. After that, there was the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Championship, which had Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss taking on the Vaudevillians, which is Aiden English versus Simon Gotch. And during this match, Blue Pants, the fans were actually chanting for Blue Pants, which was funny. She came out, kind of attacked Bliss, and then somehow they disappeared, so they chased her out, which was a sign that now, you knew Bliss couldn't interfere. Thus, it pretty much predicted that the Vaudevillians would retain, which they did. They got the win over the Whirling Dervish. They retained their belts, which was good. It was the main event. Thought it was overall a decent match, not too long, probably about 8 to 10 minutes. Fans were pretty, decently into it. So overall, the show was good. To me, some of the best parts. I really like the promo, the takeover promo. I hope they do a different one as well for just before the match. Just like the first one they did between them was phenomenal. It's probably one of the best promos in wrestling for the past, I don't know how many years. I don't care if it's women's wrestling or takeover. It's wrestling. But this one was good. This was, again, had to do with Sasha and Bayley. But I'm sure they will do another one prior. If they don't, it's still a good promo. But that was good. Again, I thought the bull thing was kind of funny. It was nice to see Asuka come out. I forgot to mention there was also a promo about the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. That was the one thing I left out, with the Hype Brothers and also the other two people, the Gable, Reddy, Willing, and Gable. I forgot their names. I forget, this slips my mind, but those two people, they had the promos. Then the end of the show, after the main event, they finished with the last 2 minutes with probably the best part of the show. Actually, was a very short, maybe 2-minute promo for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Championship, which will continue next week, which will be the two teams of Enzo Amore and Big Cass against Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, which I thought was good. Enzo and Cass had a 1-minute promo about, that they respect Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, but they're going to go on to win this thing and get their belts back. So Samoa Joe and Finn Balor retorted and said that they respect them too, but, they're the big dogs now, and they can't teach that, using Enzo and Cass's line against them, which was good. So that was really, to me, the best part of the show. But overall, again, as I've said for now the third time, the show was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Wasn't anything great. I would say probably an 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So that was just my review. And so we have Monday Night Raw coming, possibly do a review for that. And next week, do the review on NXT. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. Hope you all are well. Take care.